What's up, guys? This is Andy with Blue Productions. Welcome to the 17th annual Fairhope Jubilee, powered by Prodigy Disc. As always, I'm here with Taylor Holly. Bring us into 2020.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, fresh into 2020. So glad to be covering this tournament. Third year in a row, 17th annual Fairhope Jubilee. Here's your lead card: Cam Colglazier, Colin Forehand, the Will Schusterick, Caleb Huber, and Andrew Montgomery. Gonna bring it to you hot.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, very nice.
That's a nice little tradition they got going.
That's
there.
awesome. Yeah, that cannon fire, man, and it's loud everywhere.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so walk us through hole number 1.
Yeah, so hole 1 is 258 feet. Majority of your players are going to play out to the left and bring it back into the right. There is a dead straight shot with a slight left to right turnover. But again, most of these guys are going to play a forehand. A lot of room to the left. Just got to miss the Guardian pine tree there, and you're pretty parked. I like that.
You almost just made that.
That'd be cool. Lead the tournament off. Buckets. Yeah. Yeah, but real cool scenery here. I mean, you got Highway 98 in Fairhope, running right beside the course. A lot of traffic, which is pretty cool to get to see the disc golf course. So,
Schusterick also going forehand, so all of them giving it a flash.
Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, it's simple with that open left, but just kind of depends on how much flare skip you want to get out of that. So.
I think that's definitely the play, unless you can just throw dead arrow and just go straight at it.
Whew. Caleb a little too juiced up on the first tee box there.
Just staying in bounds there with the sidewalk.
Hanging in there. Yeah, and so you've got this kind of back brush area. Luckily, it's pretty thick, so most of the time the guys that do throw into it doesn't push too deep in there, allows you to be able to get out. But it does go a good 8 feet back until you get to a fence.
So we're going to look for the first deuce of the card. Probably about 18 to 20 feet.
Oh, yeah. Great start for
Solid.
Will. Yep. Very good putt there.
Strong putt, too. You're not far from the basket, obviously, but putting for your 3 here when everybody else has their 2. Don't want to get off to a bad start.
Right, and this is, definitely a hole you don't want to take a 4 on. 3, you're not thrilled with it either. However, to those of you that don't know, this is a above 18 hole course. So you've got, we're at 21 total holes, I think, per round. So definitely a lot of room to make up ground here. So no pressure early. If for some reason the first couple holes don't go your way, you just need to be able to get into the flow of the round. So there you see Cam, Colin, and Will taking the early birdies, and Caleb and Andrew settling for the pars.
Yep, it takes us to hole number 2, 295 feet. You can see here another fairway where the left side is more open. Both sides have their routes, but left side you're going to throw this big hyzer forehand, land somewhere near this tree here on the left, and just kind of settle in towards the basket. Not a very difficult fairway to manage, unless you just really kind of mess something up.
Yeah, and I think it's a good distance too, right? I mean, it's out there at close to 300, so it really makes you push a disc. Not a lot of trouble, but just enough distance to make you, where you can't have an error, right? It's not just an easy hyzer forehand for a lot of these guys. So, and as you see there, right? I mean, you get a little too much hyzer on it. You're short. You push a little too flat. You're long. So.
Yeah, I guess the trouble in the back of your mind on this tee box is not to go long, since that parking lot's back there.
Right.
The worst thing you could do is throw yourself out of bounds. Will going with the forehand as well.
Yeah, it needs to get some. And I did that actually. I think second round. Again, that a little too flat and left doesn't allow you to come back. So
He did not like it out of his hand, but I think it's working out.
Oof. And he got the good skip. Yep. Get you back inside the circle there. And Andrew being the lone backhand, 2 hands in a row.
A little short, but got clean most of the way. This will be layup range. Yep.
Wow. Good run. And, you don't make it, but hey, look, it's like, outside the circle, run early. You're around the basket, right? I mean, that should give you some confidence
Yeah.
moving into the round. Dial in. Calling a little low there. And, none of these guys are really just like parked on this basket, which is, usually you at least see 1 or 2 get right underneath it, so.
20 to 25 feet for Cam, though, is pretty much
might as
par.
well be under the basket, yeah.
So Caleb actually CTP here.
Yeah, little straddle put around the tree. Oh, wow. And you'll see that as a common theme for the first 14 holes on this course where, a good drive is great, but you may end up with kind of a wonky putt. You have a straddle. You may have to, tomahawk something or turbo it or whatever to get it towards the basket. So Cam being the only one to really cash in there. Moving on to hole 3. You got it here, 311 feet. Prototypical play, pretty much dead straight for about 280, and then you would like something to start hydrant back left, get a little flare skip and end up under the basket. There is a lefty/forehand route to the left of the batting cages. You rarely see anybody go that way because the batting cage is kind of a funky angle there, but it is an option.
So Cam really just threading this fairway. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and the contemplation you'll see from a lot of guys is in between a mid-range and a fairway driver, right? And it's obviously an advantage if you can throw the mid-range into this hole because this area around the basket is very, not dry, obviously you see it's a little damp, but the dirt allows for a huge flare skip. And if you can throw mid-range, you get a softer landing versus a fairway driver that's going to get a lot of kick to the left. So
You mentioned the ground being damp, not necessarily wet, but in some of these previews, you'll notice how wet the ground actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Just probably 3 days straight of rain before this tournament. Fortunate that it stopped.
Yeah, and it was actually pretty great. I think Michael Gibney, the tournament director, said it's the best weather they've had in years for this tournament. And leading up to it, you would not have thought that was the case. Definitely a lot of rain coming into the tournament, but the day of, some great weather. A little overcast, but no rain. Sun came out a little later in the afternoon, so really great conditions for these guys. And unfortunately, most of these guys not able to capitalize on this hole.
Yeah, it's another one that you want to get. Obviously, you want to get them all, but it's one that you feel like you should get. But I guess the shape being so straight and then barely at the end, just a little fade.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys end up where they did right or dead straight because it's not. You don't want a hard hook or a hyzer to the left. You'll end up 45, 50 left. And so the miss here is being dead straight. Easy. There it is. It correct itself from hole 2.
Yep. 2 for 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
Good start there.
Again, this is, the first couple holes on this course. I think it's easy to say, I should be 3 for 3. I think the biggest thing is to try not to go 0 for 3. And a couple of these guys are going to do that. And again, it doesn't put you out of the tournament by any means. It's early. But, you're losing strokes on a lot of the field. So, need to be cashing in here. These are not difficult holes early on compared to what some of these guys are about to face coming up.
His putt's looking a lot more smooth, like it used to be. Pretty, you know, when Will putted, you expected it to go in there for a while, and then after the injury, whatnot.
What do we have?
Well, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to spill punch on the living room carpet. And at 12 o'clock, I'm going to ding up the wooden floors by riding my scooter.
Wait, that's no good. I need help spilling paint on the living room carpet at 12.
That's fine. I can push it back to 3. Luna, what are you doing to the floor today?
Need carpet, hardwood, or even waterproof flooring? Bama Flooring in Robertsdale has over 300 selections to choose from.
Big enough to give you a deal?
Small enough to know your name.
Shout out to Bama Flooring. Great commercial there.
That was pretty awesome, dude. Pretty
Big
awesome.
big enough to give you a deal, small enough to know your name. Remember that. And remember this hole. It's a very short, tight little fairway here. You got these trees to navigate once you get halfway through the fairway. Then you're just going to want to land soft and quick. It does go a little downhill past the basket, but as long as you're not just ripping something, you shouldn't have to worry about it. And once again, just follow Mr. Colglazier.
Flip hard. Nope. Yeah, and this, you know, the entryway here is not the widest. So you're going to see some guys, if they don't get through this initial entryway, be in some big trouble on this hole. Yeah, like that. Because it doesn't get any easier or wider towards the basket. And most of these guys are throwing the little soft turnover backhand. I think I chose both rounds to go the forehand just because I didn't have to take my eyes off the basket, and I knew I could hit the gap at least.
That's a good looking line.
That's a very nice line. That'll give him a birdie look. Yeah. So, yeah, and here you go. I mean, here's where, you know, the hole gets real tricky and crazy. That's a very beautiful up shot.
Yeah, and watching him throw that made me realize it really is a difficult up shot because you don't have far to throw, but you have to be very touchy.
Right. And that, for a lot of people, is very difficult, including myself. I mean, trying to, you know, throw something like, let's say, a putter at 40%, right? I mean, you need the correct touch. You need to figure out your grip, if it's a fan grip, or do you put 4 fingers on it, or, you know, however you want to go about that. But trying to figure that touch shot out and then also hit a narrow gap. So that was very well executed from Will. Oh, hey-o, just enough. Great birdie.
Yeah.
I always say birdie on this hole gets you a stroke on at least half the field, I would say.
I would agree with that.
Oh, wow, and Will left this a little long. I
Yeah,
thought
he
it was
did.
a little closer than this. Solid. And those are always, those are the kind of putts early, right, that like feel like a birdie putt.
Yeah, that had to have felt good.
A good par putt sometimes for a lot of people, including myself, is better than a tap-in birdie. To just like get that confidence that like I can run this basket, or I can go after a 50-footer and be okay with leaving it 15 foot long, knowing I can make that comeback, right? And that gives you the confidence to run those putts, which can bode well later down the line. So great putt there from Will. And Cam's starting out
Great putt there from Cam.
4 for 4. Starting out about as hot as a fresh cup of coffee out of the pot.
Ooh. I don't think you can start hotter than that.
No, it's hot, especially when it's from a Keurig. Boy, the coffee coming out real hot. So moving on to hole 5, 256. Couple different lines here. You got a dead straight with a slight left to right at the end line. You'll see some guys take on a forehand or turnover backhand. You got a wide left line outside of a light pole that you need to get some real hyzer on to be able to get down to the basket. And then every now and then you might see a guy go right. There's a really skinny gap to the right on a hyzer. Cam looking for that straight gap with slight turnover, and oh, that got a kick hard.
I can't say that I've seen the right route that you mentioned.
It's you rarely see it. It's tiny, but I've seen, you know, maybe 2 people in the 3 years take it. And I actually got to warm up with Will before the tournament, and this is the line that he's super comfortable throwing. He likes it. He likes to throw something not super stable, really high, and out wide. I hope he gets a little skip down this hill.
Looks good.
Yeah, and that gets you right at circle's edge, and that's where he feels comfortable at playing this hole. It gets rid of a lot of the risk, takes a 4 out of the equation.
Yeah, I guess worst case, if you don't want to run it downhill, you can just take your easy 3.
Layup, right, and that's a beautiful shot.
That is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Good gracious. Stuck it.
Like a well-seasoned gymnast.
Simone Biles,
She's a good one.
she's the greatest of all time.
Get a little upshot. Not too much trouble once you come in soft. Once again, no trouble there on that one. I think this is what you're going to see on most cards is just players getting there to get your par.
It's funny because you stand on the tee box and it's it doesn't necessarily it's 268, right? It's like a hole in your mind. I got a birdie, but the more you watch guys play it, a par is okay. I mean, I think our first round, our card was 3 over.
Oh wow!
As a 5-some, you know what I mean? That's you just get a par. It's not a huge deal.
That's a stroke he's getting on a lot of players.
Yeah, absolutely. Got plenty of strokes on our card.
Yeah, if y'all were 3 over total, then
Yep.
he did.
And just some cleanups here.
So that's Cam's hot start came to an end.
Yep. The Keurig has been unplugged.
Needs water.
Needs more water.
It may not have been turned off. There's
Right.
still some in the tank.
Yeah.
All right, there you see Cam still 2-stroke lead.
I love good tap in. Just a tap in.
Here we go, hole 6, 393 feet, one of the longer holes on the course. You're going to see this preview is going straight up the gut. Most of these players are going to play wide around that tree that you see on the right. You're going to come in at this landing zone. If you can stick it up here somewhere, then that is ideal, but that is easier said than done.
Yeah, and if a guy wants to get really aggressive on this hole, he can take the wide route. It's just you want to take a really low angle just outside that tree on the right, and you can get some skip into the gap. But again, yeah, and that's a really good pocket of trees. And that might look terrible to the viewer at home, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's the same shot. It's just going to be an upshot to the basket. So
Yeah, well, I mean, if he doesn't hit the tree from the drive, he's looking pretty good.
oh,
probably.
no doubt. Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. If you're going to attempt to go wide and you saw it off a little bit, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah. And Colin kind of taking just to be nice and easy, and again that leaves you right, and that's if Cam just stays there, you're going to see the same shot that Colin's going to have in a minute. Really no difference. Now I have seen some guys go really high, and
Like so.
maybe what Will's doing to try to push. Yeah, like that. But there's these set of guardian trees in front of the basket. It's going to make one of my favorite words, finagling those trees, a little tough. So it's a hole that, man, I think if you're looking at the course and you say, what do I need to do on this course? You step under this tee box and you guys need to take a 3 here. That's just don't mess it up. We did have a 2 on our card, but the guy hit a 75-foot putt out of the woods. Yeah. But everybody else took a 3. So This is for par, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Cam.
Not luck on the upshot.
No. Cam gonna take a bogey there. I guess I spoke too soon.
Maybe
I said
maybe
that
you
roll-
did unplug it.
Yeah, I said that rollaway wasn't gonna cost him, but I guess it did. And yeah, maybe the Keurig is unplugged.
This is a par save for Andrew as well.
Hold. Oh man. Wow. Pair of bogeys on 6.
Will can cash this in.
Yeah, this is big early. Turn. I tell you, man, I think one of the harder shots in disc golf is an anti-putt. I think it's not something a lot of guys practice. I struggle with it a lot. Unless you just have a really beat-in putter. But, if you're carrying your normal putters, most guys don't putt with a super beat-in putter.
Yeah. And as soft as you're putting a disc, how understable can it really be?
Right. Unless you've got, I don't know, a 20-year-old AVR. Shout out to Grandma. And there you go. The lead is back to 1.
Yeah, and it's heating up. Staying close.
I always love this commercial. It's nice, it's soothing, promotes the brand.
Simple.
The blue pops, flight towel guys, we love them. They're great.
Yeah.
They're
Fantastic. Great product for sure.
Yep. So, hole 7, 236 feet. Gonna play more like 260, 265. It's gonna be uphill the whole way. Slight dog leg right. So you're gonna work a turnover shot left to right. Maybe you see somebody throw a forehand here. Most of these guys that play here all the time, they're gonna do that. Just throw, a straight mid-range or something with a little turn.
This is a tight fairway.
It is. You're gonna see a few of those coming up, and you don't hit your gap and you're punished early. And you like Will, I threw forehand here just to make sure I could hit the early gap.
Yeah.
To get halfway to 3/4 of the way up the fairway. It just ensures a par, and it also, if you hit it right, gives you a good look like that at a birdie. So great shot from Will there. And I expect Cam will just throw a pretty smooth turnover. He's very comfortable throwing these shots.
Look at that.
Oh wow! Still got a great kick though.
So smooth though, like you said.
Yeah, definitely a shot he's comfortable throwing. Skinny. That's trouble.
Oh, no.
That's a lot of trouble. Sweet stash though, bro.
Yeah, he's in there.
Like swimwear. Settle.
Not bad though. I mean,
Could be a lot
that
worse.
was thick.
Yeah, could be a lot worse. Thick, huh?
Some might say thicker than a Snicker.
Ooh. I had some really bad analogies and I just kept them all to myself.
Great save. And we all appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. For the viewers at home, you're welcome. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of golf left. You never know.
For you to unleash the
Oh,
beast.
absolutely. Absolutely. You just never know. Never know. Sorry, guys. And some good tap-ins as always. Yeah, the sound of chains never gets old.
It really doesn't. And when you hit the sweet spot, you actually feel it go in.
Mm-hmm. Like it's
so hard to
like
explain.
A great putt that is like just right center of pole. Yeah, it's perfect. It's great.
I don't get that much, but when I do,
It feels wonderful.
So that brings us to hole 8. Pretty straightforward shot. You're gonna throw down this tunnel, and the basket's gonna be just offset a straight line to the right. And 247 feet, something you're comfortable throwing. Putters mainly.
Yeah, unless you're me, you throw a forehand out over the baseball field and bring it back in. Because that's a route. Hey, I birdied this
On the
hole, so
short
I don't want to
position?
hear it. Yes, I 100% did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Will's flicking here, but it ended up working out. It looked like a higher speed disc.
Yeah, and that's an option too. Just a forehand right down the gut. Turn. Cam's had a couple of those come out just a smidgen early.
Yeah. A little bit of a commitment issue there, probably
I
on
think
the
so.
release.
Yeah. Something that's easily correctable. This needs a turn. Just trying.
I don't have to do a random draw anymore.
Is it Colin's birthday? Because talk about getting a gift. Good gracious. Wow.
Oh, man. Some tree love.
Oh my gosh. Get out of here.
That's how it's done. I'd love to follow that shot
Oh,
up.
this is beautiful.
Double.
Go.
Oh, my God.
You're kidding me.
Dead center.
How does that not stay in?
I'm not going to catch a break today.
That was
Double.
absolutely perfect.
Do it.
What else is a disc supposed to do?
Look at that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's the first turn of the year, but that is easily a nomination for the not so bluest things of the year for
100%.
2020. Like, oh my gosh. Wow. Jeez, what a joke.
What's crazy is the chain out is almost more exciting than the tree kick.
Like, and the crazy thing is, if that sticks, like, how many times ever, like, I don't,
How many times do you
back-to-back aces.
witness a back-to-back ace
Like, that's
and on film?
ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that didn't stick. And like, I'd be so mad because like Colin threw an okay shot and got an ace, and Andrew threw a beautiful shot and got pooped on for it.
Oh man.
Jeez. Meanwhile, Cam has taken a bogey for updates.
Yeah.
Will takes a birdie.
Yeah, really
And we're
good
going to
putt
have a
there.
complete change of the leaderboard.
It
here.
really is. If he missed that, that was on you.
Yeah. 5 days later. And there you go. Colin has catapulted to the top of the leaderboard.
Man,
Going into hole 9.
that was buck wild.
That was, oh wow, okay. You just took us back to 1999. You stay there. I'm going to move on to hole 9. So, 224 feet, hyzer shot, around a pair of trees. Really just a putter. Nothing crazy. You can get some skip love here. It's all, pine straws and leaves.
Don't be too excited over there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm still living in the 90s because of you. Thanks.
I can't get over the chain out and the ace. Great shot there from Colin. Following it up.
Buck wild. Who says buck wild?
It's 2020, man.
Yeah.
Everything comes back around.
Yeah, 20-year rotations on everything. I guess that's what they say, right? Bell-bottom jeans and bouffant hair. Be back before you know it. Oh man, I'm showing my age real bad.
And why don't you stay over there with the older folk?
Ooh. Yeah, you took it in the 90s. I took it all the way back to like the 70s. It's okay though.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to this action.
And that's a great shot. Ooh, a little spin action.
Yeah, that's a fun little play.
Yeah, I love watching disc do those cool things.
Interesting little play here. You can see this dead center gap he's lined up with, but
I like
That's
that shot
smooth.
though. Yeah, I love throwing that shot. Little patent pending. Forehand flex out.
some more difficulty to it than one may expect, though. Making sure it comes down flat so it doesn't cut roll on you.
Tap ins.
I think he'd be good at instructing disc golf, though. Maybe he should consider it.
Will?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. It's funny that he's never done that before. Like, he should just put out like a whole line of videos that just instruct people on
Yeah, maybe
how to throw disc golf shots.
instructions of disc golf.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or like clinics, or
Good
Weird.
put there.
maybe you should think about doing that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Colin still with the 1-stroke lead after 9. Sitting at 5 under par. Cam on his tail, 4 under. Had a super hot start. 4 through 4.
And you can tell Cam's frustrated, right? You've seen it on his face there a couple times the last few holes. So,
Not to mention, you take a bogey and somebody
ace
throws an ace.
off a tree.
So, anyway, as exciting as this front 9 was, the back half is going to be just as exciting. So, make sure you stay tuned. That'll be coming out soon as well. As always, we appreciate y'all for watching. And big shout out to the sponsors, Bama Flooring, RW's Auto Sales. Check them out in Robertsdale.
See you guys on the next, I would say 9, but it's 12.
Peace.
Check it.